Today, we're finally going to add the details to your landscape painting. You will need two different sizes of brushes, one slightly bigger and one very small, your watercolor paints, a palette for mixing, a water cup, and if there's no paper towels, just a regular cloth towel which you'll share with the rest of your table. When you're working with watercolor, you always want to paint light to dark. That means using your lightest colors first, and then your darkest colors and values absolutely last. So you'll have to decide which part of your painting you'd like to start adding details to first, and then mix up a color to work well with that goal. Remember that the colors out of the palette are probably not natural enough, and they probably don't have all of the uniqueness that you want. So I'm mixing up a light brown because I'm going to start by adding details to my tree. It really doesn't matter where you start as long as you're working light to dark and you're going from the very biggest details to the very smallest ones. You can see me working in big to small details on this tree. My big details are the lines in the bark of the tree, and I'm also choosing to outline my tree in a slightly darker brown because I want to try to counteract or fix some of the problems with it bleeding last time when we did our wash. Sometimes the details you add will be more in differences of value. You can see this in how I'm painting the sky. I'm layering different values and hues of blue so that the sky looks more visually interesting and it doesn't just look like a flat sheet of blue paper. While I'm painting the rest of this, watch carefully and see if you can figure out if I'm working from big details to small, from light to dark, or if I'm just changing and layering values and hues of different colors. Also think about which is your favorite. Which one do you think you're going to use the most in your own painting? Another technique you can use is just to blend your paint with water. After you've painted a color, to blend it back into the background wash, just get your brush wet with water and start pushing and pulling that paint around and blending it into the existing color. Now I'm using my small brush and I'm going to do my very smallest details. So first I'm starting with the path. And another thing that you can do to help show depth is, in addition to overlapping, placement, and size, you can also use value. So things further away from us will have a darker value, which you can see in the hills of the grass, and even in the path where it's further away from us, I made it darker. You can see that I'm finally painting this little house as well. I waited until the very end to paint the tree and house and the little tire swing because I knew they were my smallest areas of detail, and I was afraid that if I painted them before, they would just get painted over with a different color and it wouldn't look as nice. Now it's time for me to add my darkest values because I'm almost done. So I'm going back and I'm using black and brown and dark blue to mix up a dark color to add additional details to the mountains and to any other parts of my drawing that I think need to have some darker values. It's important to have a full range of value so that it's really interesting and beautiful to look at. So here is my finished painting. How many different ways can you count that I showed depth? Did I use overlapping, placement, or size. When you're done, put your painting on the drying rack next to your class's clip. I hope working on your painting today has made you feel as relaxed and calm as Machka is. Thanks for watching. Bye!